My name's Eli Keszler from New York City. It's great to be here at A4 in Bratislava. I started playing quite young. I came from a very musical home. My mom played piano, and my father was a very serious guitarist. He played lots of different instruments as well, and so I was always kind of understood that I'd play music. And I tried many instruments, and as soon as I sat behind a drum set, I really kind of felt at home pretty much immediately when maybe I was 8 or so. And I think probably was drawn to it because I was a somewhat hyper physical kind of kid that needed to be running around, and it's kind of the closest thing you can do to run around while playing music. My general concept is the same, which is that I don't go in with a preconceived idea of what I should do or what I have to do. I just try to respect the work. And if you do that, I think that you're well on your way, at least in my experience. I think that when I've been involved in projects or even had projects of my own and I got caught up in an idea of what it should be or what I want it to be, it doesn't work so well. You have to kind of surrender yourself to the project, and then great things start to happen. I think in the last few years I've become more and more interested in the melding of acoustic and digital sound. I think that like the further we go into the kind of digital realm, the more kind of excitement I find in a way in acoustic sound. It sounds more and more fresh and more timeless, and of course it is, but by nature. But I think that it speaks to people more and more because the more kind of high-tech everything becomes, the less interesting the high-tech is. It ceases to be novel at a certain point. And I think there's incredible possibilities with the combinations of the two because you can retain the kind of raw, direct, physical quality of acoustic sound and turn it into something that sounds very, very different and hopefully somewhat futuristic in a way. I mean, I'm excited and like everyone, excited by the promise of like AI and what it can do for music technology. I have, a lot of concerns as well, like everybody, but I think that I can't imagine a world where getting to an end result quicker is a bad thing. And so I'm yet to see AI stuff in music that I've like felt I've absolutely had to use it. Like I haven't found those tools yet, but I think we're months away from that. Growing up, I was inspired by all sorts of music. Like, I first decided to take music very seriously once I started going to jazz concerts. I would go see, McCoy Tyner and Elvin Jones and Roy Haynes and all these great musicians, and I kind of very quickly realized how much work I had to do. And so that was a huge influence. Discovering like modern composition, like 20th century composers like Xenakis and Morton Feldman and people like this led me on a path to learn about classical music, which is something I still study today. Of course, like visual artists and filmmakers, I could do an endless list. I think I'm very inspired these days by my friends, honestly. I take a lot of I'm very lucky to have some extremely talented people around me. I think, honestly, the biggest change for me in my music was when I started to score films, which was like 5-6 years ago. And all of a sudden, with film scoring, you're thrown in very time-sensitive, high-pressure situations, and working very quickly under very confined parameters. It'll be like a minute and 20 seconds worth of music that needs to hit here and here, and it needs to have this feeling and reference this thing and relate to that. And it ends up being just a really incredible way to learn about music. And so then when I've gone back to make my own music, all these new doors have opened just because I've been more or less forced in different directions, which is great. And so I think I less and less feel confined by my own expectations my own even identity for who I am as an artist, whatever that means. I don't even really try not to think about it, and I feel quite liberated to kind of make the music I want to make.